Yes, we move
Good
it.
morning, Rob. Let's rock it and move it. Rob, we're here in front of our XTS, our intelligent transportation system, quite around for a while. Let's give me a few key features and benefits of this system at all.
So what it allows us to do is it allows us to integrate an entire line, so multiple machines together. And we can save space. So we always have one process that takes longer than the rest of them. So that way I can send 2 movers or 3 movers to that longer process. It can take the time it needs, but then other stations might be quicker. They might need only a few hundred milliseconds, so we can go through those stations one at a time. That means instead of making 3 or 4 of everything, I can shrink the whole machine down. But it's also flexible. So in the future, if I change my machine, I can simply adjust the programming, and now my movers will stop in different locations for different functions.
This has gained a lot of attraction in the market, and we brought an application from L'Oreal. So what is L'Oreal doing with the XTS?
So L'Oreal is doing exactly that. They have different stations that have different speeds and different functions. So they will make new products, and then they need to retool, but they can leave the XTS in the system and just change the programming. So, and then at the same time, they never lose the product. So the product goes on a mover, and we track it through the entire process. We know exactly what's happened to it the whole way through.
Okay, now tracking is one thing. The track itself is another one, because you brought a new track. So I see here, this is like the standard track. Now you have a longer one. So it is quite as big, quite as challenging, quite as expensive, or what is the challenge here?
So the challenge here is that we want to reduce the price.
Okay.
Right? There's a lot of, if you look in the L'Oreal application, there's a lot of places where they're not using the high accuracy. They don't need it. So what we can do, particularly on the return way, we can put in a lower cost eco module.
Okay.
So it's not as accurate, it's still quite accurate,
Yeah.
70 micrometers, but it's a much lower cost. So now it's more cost effective, or even more cost effective, to implement an XTS system. If I don't need the accuracy, I put in the lower cost module. If I do need the accuracy, then I put in our normal module.
That means for a customer like L'Oreal, for the next machine, on the way back, on the back pass, for example, just replace 2 of those with 1 of this and save 45% of money.
Exactly.
Okay. But that also means they have to rewrite probably the application and the software.
It's just a software update. So as soon as they have the software installed for this, their existing application can run directly on the new motor module. As the user, as the programmer, you don't know any difference. You have no idea whether it's driving on an eco module or if it's driving on a normal module. You don't need to know, and it just runs. You can mix and match and go eco, normal, eco, normal. That's
it.
perfectly fine.
These are great news, Rob. Thanks a lot for that.